What's the deal? James Christos here, broadcasting live from Midtown Kansas City. Welcome to AM Anarchy. This is our first episode back since South by Southwest. We do actually have a recap show that we attempted to do last week, but trying to rush and do that all after coming back from South by Southwest didn't turn out. So we'll be actually showing clips and putting them up on our YouTube channel as the week progresses. Got crazy pictures, tons of video footage, just classic things that went on, historic moments or moments that probably will be looked back as historic in the future. Welcome again, broadcasting. Shout out to our sponsor, Exclusive Wireless at 3724 Broadway. We are right next to them right now. They have a little bit of maintenance stuff going on at the actual building space right now. So today we're going to be broadcasting from the penthouse, up a few stories above Midtown KC. Got a special guest that's coming on today at KCPL. He's going to be here to actually recap what went down for South by Southwest, including the artists we got to meet, the different business contacts we made, things we learned while we were out there, new things that we were turned on to, what went on with Anarchy movement and everything like that. So again, thanks. If you're on Google Plus, make sure you add us to your circles and jump on the Hangout on Air session because we live. We're more than willing to welcome to participate in the show. Today's topic, we're going to stay on South by Southwest still. So, and it's just me today. AvaBella is not with us today. She's working on some things, so she'll be back next week or whatever. So it's probably going to be a boring show because it's just me. Once KCPL gets here, I guess it'll be a little more entertaining. But on the South by Southwest, shout out to everybody who actually made it down. That was rocking with the Anarchy Movement Showcase. There was a glitch with the showcase. We actually got cut off early. Some raw business with the venue, but anybody who's been in this business knows how those things go, and things happen. We try to make the best out of it. Shout out to all the artists that were able to take advantage of some of the other showcases we had going on down there that we were able to get them involved in. Shout out to KAZI down there in Austin, Texas, for putting us on the air, giving artists interviews, really just helping them expand their brand while they're down there in Austin. Shout out to Marion, Cameron, shout out to Genius and Jay. So yeah, man, if you're ever down in Austin, Texas, make sure you hit up KAZI. They're a dope station, man. Do a lot for the community, do a lot for indie artists as well as major artists and everything. So shout out to them. We got some things coming up in the next month or so. I'm releasing a project Monday. Got a show at Riot Room April 7th. Still locking down some of the opening lineups. So if you're interested in getting down rocking with me and you one of my comrades and you got some dope material and you got something to say, make sure you holler at me or the Anarchy Movement, actually, info@theanarchymovement.com. Send some EPK or request to be on the show or whatever. We'll check it out, see if we can get back with you. But yeah, man, my experience down South by Southwest, man, was crazy, man. We for once, I didn't get to actually hit like all of the shows. It wasn't even about the shows this time. Like it was about like the actual behind the scenes connects we were making. Shout out to Don Juan, invited us out to Sway in the Morning, South by Southwest, over at Nice Kicks down there right by the college. Sway had his XM radio show going down, man. I kid you not. The place is about as big as it's a shoebox, literally. It's a shoe store, but it's very small, and there is about 50 to 75 industry execs, artists, just different industry people in this small ass spot waiting to get on the Sway show. And everybody was just politicking, networking. Everybody was cool. Shout out to DJ Paul, B.O.B., Asher Roth, Tech Nine Strange Music was in there, Seth's Crew. It was a dope event, man. Like, it was just a big networking thing, man. Like, Sway was interviewing cats on the radio, and while he was interviewing, artists and label execs and industry people were just networking, man. Everybody was kind of like on the same plane. So, of course, they did have the grimy, rebellious, guerrilla-style anarchy movement invade their territory. Again, shout out to Don Juan. That man has a lot of pull, Kansas City. If you want to know about the business and how the business of Kansas City music relates to the rest of the country and the world, Don Juan is a good person to at least sit down and rap with because he has experience with the Kansas City scene. He has experience with making the Kansas City scene relevant to the rest of the country. So that's really specifically the topic today is actually how to make Kansas City relevant to the rest of the country, and the world for that matter, because with the digital age, it ain't just about the country no more. One thing that I saw down there while I was at South by Southwest was that, you know, this industry is very small, and it was just really reiterated. It was very small. It's very small. Oh, my man KCPL's here. KCPL's in the building, so he'll be coming up shortly. The industry is very small, man. You know what I'm saying? There's just like a handful of people that really make this go around. There's a small amount of people at the top, a small amount of people in the middle, and there's a gang of people at the bottom, which is a lot of us indie artists who are grinding, trying to make a way, make a name. But you have to keep in mind when you're doing business with people, this industry is very small. Reputations, business acumen, all that stuff gets around very easily and quickly, and it's very easy for people to know who's who and what's what and who's doing what or whatever. So I think one thing that Kansas City has to realize as far as the artists from here and even the people that are back on the business side is, you know, you got to realize, man, you cannot conduct business in a way that you think that you're going to step on somebody's toes over here and the person over here ain't going to feel it, because 9 times out of 10 they are. Like with our situation with the Anarchy movement, with our showcase, it did get cut short because the venue was in breach contract and different things like that. But, you know, in business, to be professional, your first response can't always be to sue somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, as the Anarchy movement, like, our thing is like, the first thing was, oh, man, we got to get our money back, which we're working on different things like that. But you can't go into a situation on some, I'm just going to sue you. Because what happens is once you do that, especially if it's over something that's considered minor in the bigger picture of things, then you will establish a reputation of being somebody who does not know how to roll with the punches, or somebody who is not easy to work with when things happen. Because in this business, things happen. Things are going to happen, and you cannot go around just crying and whining and oh, I need this, I need that, man. Like, we lost like thousands of dollars on this. But had we just, our first response been to, hey, let's just sue this venue right off the top, then next year when we go back down for South by Southwest, if you think that those other venue owners wouldn't know what happened, good and bad, and that wouldn't affect our ability to be able to book something else, you mistaken. You're just really mistaken, because that's not how it works. These are like small cliques and groups of people. And if you affect one, the other ones look at it like, well, why am I going to have him over here? And trust me, I'm speaking directly to Kansas City on this one. Excuse me, because my nose is rolling. The weather's a little weird around here. I'm speaking directly to y'all. Trust me. People have long memories. They have very long memories. They do. And it's not a situation where, and that phrase, business is business. Nah, it ain't just business. This music industry is personal, man. It's very personal. All the relationships in this business are built on interconnected personal relationships, and of course, it's built on money and profit and things of that nature. But it's built on relationships. I was able to go to the Sway show without standing in line outside like everybody else, and not being able to get within the gate that was in the gate. I was able to do that because I have a personal relationship with Don Juan. I didn't just go in there because I'm Anarchy movement. Who is James Christos? I mean, I'm not nobody to them. You know what I mean? So that's just a small example of how these relationships really matter. KCPL's in the building. Take a seat right there, man. I'm just getting into the importance of topic of today's show is basically how to make Kansas City relevant and keep them relevant to the rest of the world, and like general business acumen you should use when going into it. And I'm just kind of explaining about how personal relationships are very important, and when things happen in the business, your first reaction can't just be, let me sue somebody, because it's a small industry and people don't think that well. Yeah, exactly. He said it pretty good there. You pretty much see yourself out of work because people don't want that headache. Now, with that being said, if somebody wrongs you and they ain't willing to make it right, you got to do what you got to do. But that's in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Most situations in the music industry, everybody's willing to try to make it right some type of way because we have to eat. We have to work tomorrow. There's tomorrow's event. There's tomorrow's artist. There's tomorrow's release. And nobody wants to burn a bridge or leave a bad taste in anybody's mouth. You can't get by with that. But Anarchy wants to welcome KCPL. He's our first official interview for the show.
Man, what's up now?
Yeah, I'm interviewing him first, so we just go and get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? We just go and get it out the way because, But yeah, man, I'm on South by Southwest. How was your experience for us?
Overall, I gotta say it was a good experience, man. Personally, I did something I had done at any South by Southwest before, and I stayed sober pretty much the whole time we were down there.
Right, so right. I was saying it.
Yeah, that changed my perspective on a lot of stuff. I was actually able to really, not that I hadn't before, but this time it was strictly business. So I was able to really just focus in on what we needed to get done. And can we cuss on here? I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to make it too.
Oh yeah, well, I just gotta. The constant term that came up over the weekend was the fuckery.
Right.
Right. And believe it or not, we kind of saw it coming. We didn't know exactly how it was going to manifest and take shape. But, there's always something that goes wrong. Nothing ever goes 100% correct or how you plan it, which is why you plan, so that you can have diverse ways of dealing with stuff that goes wrong, like when our situation went afoul at the showcase. I don't know if we talked about that or not.
Well, I touched on it a bit, but I was waiting for you to come because really, like, you and AvaBella were like the architects pretty much.
Well,
I'll
essentially what happened was we contracted with a venue.
I don't want to go too far into the details.
I'll just say we contracted
some legal issues.
I'll just say we contracted with a venue. Venue didn't uphold their end of the bargain and chose to pull the plug on our event.
Right. Okay.
Shit happens.
Right.
Yeah, I told y'all they messed up putting me on here.
Yeah.
I'm a professional cusser.
Right. So I mean that basically is what it was. And like I said, with that being said, sincere apologies to all the artists that didn't get to perform. KCPL, AvaBella, and Gary Howard put a lot of effort into making this thing happen. You have to imagine how you can put something together that's 12 hours away from you. You know what I'm saying? You in another city.
Yeah, because trust me, anybody in Kansas City that I do business with, I am not going to drag you 13 hours away from home to screw you over. I'll screw you over right down the street. Trust me.
So, yeah, that's why he's the first interview. But, yeah, so I was mentioning to them how this time, like the way, usually when we go down there, it's about performing and it's about going to the other showcase. But I mentioned to them, like this time, how we didn't even really go to any of the showcases.
We were in a couple of showcases Thursday night before we really had to get into business mode. Thursday was kind of our relax and take notes day. Thursday, shout out to GLC. You know what I'm saying, my man G. At GLC the ism if you're on Twitter, Instagram, any other social media, because that's what my man is on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ism. Shoot, got to see him perform. He rocked out. Got to holler at people from Elgin outside of Chicago, Watch City. You know what I'm saying? Got to check some of them out. We really didn't get to see a whole lot of performances this year because it was strictly about going down, making sure that our situation was going to be proper, that we promoted what we needed to promote for ourselves, and to handle the business. The theme of 2014, if you haven't figured out by watching AM Anarchy, is handling the business.
Right.
If you're not handling the business, don't call me.
Right.
Don't call him. Don't call AvaBella because it's about the business.
Right. But I was explaining to them how, people use that phrase, it's about the business, and they kind of gloss over what that really means. And like being about the business to me is like not only just handling the business and making sure things are straight, but it's about connecting with somebody deep enough to where the business is right in the first place.
Man.
Like I don't do business with people I don't want to do business with. If I don't feel what you're doing, I don't do business just for the sake of saying, let me get some money. All money ain't good money. I've turned quite a bit of money down recently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Hey, but you know, I'd rather not have that money and have peace of mind than have that money and have a headache.
I would say 2014's, to piggyback off your thing, motto is, this is the year of the backroom deal. That's what went down at South by South. There was a lot of backroom dealing going on. Everything we did was like out of the view of the public stuff because it was people that don't function in front of the or on the stage. You know what I'm saying?
And also because we weren't focused on performing this year. Everyone that we discussed things with were the the promoters, the managers, the label reps. It was all people who were behind the scenes and actually make stuff work.
Right.
I was thinking about it on the way in, man. I was like, putting together the showcase for South by Southwest is a lot like hot dogs. Everybody want to eat a hot dog,
right? But
you really don't want to fool with that after you've seen the process of it being put together.
Right. It's like when I say everybody wants to eat steak, but they don't want to slaughter the cow.
Oh man, give me that knife, boy. I love steak. Boy, shit. Don't get it twisted, man. I'm chubby.
Right.
I need to stop.
And that's the thing I was like gonna hit on too that people need to keep in mind with like especially with the Anarchy movement does. It's like things didn't go quite how we wanted to as far as our showcase, but you have to remember you have people down there from Kansas City that were making power moves with people like Wendy Day and Chuck Creekmer and King Tech. So like to shoot yourself in the foot on a 15-minute slot for something is I'm not demeaning or belittling. I'm just saying keep the stuff in perspective.
You have to understand that. And I'm not and once again not belittling the artists or ourselves when I say this because it's really more so not even belittling ourselves. But you wasn't gonna walk away from our showcase getting signed by nobody to know multi-millions or no hundreds of thousands.
Right.
You were going down there to perform and build something and lay a foundation so that you can go down there again next month and perform, or you go down there in a couple of months and perform, and you make inroads with the artists that are down there that are from there, or at least the artists that frequent there, to where you don't have to call me or you don't have to call Christos and say, hey man, I need y'all to hook me up in Austin. You can call Austin directly yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
shout out to Cool Wayne, Black Lava.
Oh man,
that is a dude. Woo. Like that's the kind of dude, man. What's that?
Pitbull.
Yeah, you throw him in a situation, man.
He's gonna handle it.
He's gonna handle it. And he's gonna come out of it. What did Puffy say in that thing on the Notorious Big movie? He said something about if you throw me in the jungle with some lions,
I'm gonna walk out wearing me a lion skin robe. I'm having, you know what I'm saying, the jawbone of an ass, all that, man. It's
right.
But that's handling the business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't personal with Cool Wayne. Trust me. If it was personal with Cool Wayne, he wouldn't answer the phone.
Right.
Like this phone right here, this cool Motorola X.
1 minute to take a shout out to Moto G.
Oh, Moto G.
It's Moto G.
I don't know, man.
Network.
You know what I'm accustomed to dealing with.
Moto G.
I'm just saying.
Shout out to Moto G. You can get this at exclusive wireless 3724 Broadway. They kept us connected the whole time down there in Austin. A lot of the video and the pics you've seen on our Instagrams and Twitter,
everything that KCPL put down on Instagram at South by Southwest, all the photos on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter came off of this Moto G.
Make sure you hit them up. Holler at Tariq, tell them Anarchy Movement sent you, get the player price.
Player.
Again, shout out to them. And shout out to Exclusive Wireless for the Virgin Mobile Overdrive Hotspot, which kept us connected and keeps us connected now. How we're broadcasting to you live right now from the beautiful penthouse, Midtown, Kansas City. So shout out to them, to our sponsors. But, other than that, man, South by Southwest, man, what people really need to realize is, like, if you take anything away from this, it is the supreme networking opportunity, especially for indie artists. It is the one place where indie artists, major artists, executives are all on the same plane, straight up. I mean, that's there. You don't really catch that type of situation going on anywhere else at any other time, period.
And the word on the street is that South by Southwest has gotten super corporate. I say so.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Eventually, you know, money has to become a factor in things, and you know, hey, they got some money behind them now. They got some people with some money behind them now.
Right.
I can't be mad at that.
Right.
Hell, if you're mad at that, you really are a hater.
Yeah, when you got Jay-Z and Kanye West coming down to do a showcase, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is definitely corporate, but I will honestly say, like, I'm a rebel to the heart. Everybody knows that when something goes corporate, I'm on it. But I will say they have gone corporate, but it still has not lost its effectiveness for how it can propel an indie. You just have to go down there with the right mentality. You know what I'm saying? You can't go down there on some, I'm going to be the only one to get signed. You got to go down there on some, like, I'm going to be on the same stage as major artists, so I need to conduct myself like that.
And you also have to go down there with the attitude of, I have these business cards, and I'm going to put them in the hands of anybody who will pay.
Straight up. Yeah, we was all up and down the block. So you get that? Is it too bright? I don't know. It's too bright.
But understand that card says
that's a business card. Man, that's crazy, man. Can't even pick up the image on there. There we go, a little bit. Yeah,
that's titty wangs.
Yeah, that's it. Wasn't even about passing out those CDs, man. Like, nobody's gonna take the time to sit there and listen to a CD.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and much respect to the 100 or so artists who handed me CDs during the time we were down there. No, I haven't listened to anything yet, but I'm going to. Right. And when I do, if I like it, hopefully your information is on there. I can contact you about bringing you up to KC or doing something with you in your city where, you know what I'm saying, we can do the business.
Right. And establish that relationship in between time, in the meantime.
Oh, man, look, check it out, man, because I enjoy a good beer.
Right. right.
You know, and really, you know, friendships, it's cool to have friends that do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying everybody's my friend, because I'm not foolish enough to believe that. But I do know that people like Christos, like Cool Wayne, like DJ Rob G. Shout out to Rob G.
Yeah.
DJ Rockwell, you know, people who are in the same boat that I'm in, who we share the same struggle. You know, it's kind of bonded us in a way that that people I grew up with, I don't have that with, because, you know, they work 9 to 5, I work 9 to 9, and then 9 again.
Right.
And again, you know, I can't think of when I was off. Shit, I guess Thursday was my off day at South by Southwest, because that was the one day that really didn't handle a lot of business.
Yeah. We do have some footage from our trip on the road there too, but on them CDs, no disrespect, but I'm listening. I'm still trying to catch up from last year's CDs. But you know, if you hit me with a business card and I tuck it in my pocket, and you have like your Bandcamp site on there or whatever, more than likely when I'm pulling it out of my pocket, I'm probably sitting at a computer on my phone and I'm gonna pull it up, straight up. You know what I'm saying? So let's get more savvy about this stuff. Let's get more mindful about how short people's attention span is in this day and age. Now the plus is, once you got the attention, you can keep it.
You can probably keep it,
but you have to get it. You know what I mean? So
you can't be on that bullshit.
Yeah.
You're on that bullshit.
So what was your highlight? What was your highlight of South by South?
I gotta say that I had 2 highlights. One was you know, I you know, I'm from KC, so we use the term Jeffing. And I ain't saying Jefferson High School on what I'm saying, but you know, running into GLC just in the street, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy, man. That's really one of the coolest dudes that I have ever met in or out of music. Just running into him, being able to hang and chop it up with him for a couple of minutes before his showcase, and then seeing him rock, that was a highlight. And then highlight also the biggest highlight was hour number 7.5. On the way back home, because that was when we finally got out the goddamn traffic jam.
Right.
And we could actually do more than 12 miles an hour. So that was really, you know, for me personally, you know, I'm 6'3", and we was in a Ford Focus, so you know, just
Focus.
Put that together. I was not. I mean, it was cool, but you know, it's not that comfortable for a guy with a long. So that was a highlight. And then, you know, just getting to spend time with my Anarchy movement family. You know what I'm saying? I don't I'm behind the scenes on a lot of stuff, so I rarely, you know, get vocal or I'm kind of around in public. I don't play well with others, according to some people. I say a lot of things that aren't necessarily PC.
Right. Well, my highlight was I had a couple. The major one was like meeting DJ King Tech,
You know,
the Wake Up Show.
And that was dope.
That was a highlight to me because the dudes are so reclusive, man. You don't like Sway's the one that's out there all the time, in front of the camera, on the microphone. Like King Tech is a for real DJ. Like just because he has a show that has influenced hip hop for the last 20 years, that doesn't make him want to get under the spotlight at all. So when that cat showed up, man, I was able to get like a one-on-one with him and Politic with him. I was like, yo, man, do you know that you helped develop my style and taste of hip hop and music, man? Like, because as a kid growing up in the Bay Area, when you listen to the Wake Up Show, that's how you got everything. Like, it was just plugged into you. So we didn't have to worry about just being from the Bay and only hearing Bay artists. We heard all artists. So that was a big highlight to me. Meeting, reconnecting with Wendy Day was a big deal for me. Like, you know what I'm saying, she slogged me down, man. You know what I'm saying, shout out, love you. She's a very affectionate, loving person because she really cares about us as a community, and I appreciate that. It's very genuine. I bought her book. I had to flash it on her on my my other phone. I had to I'm like, look, you gonna take some time to holler at me. I got your book. Download a Kindle. You know what I'm saying? So she was really appreciative of it.
That's what you was reading the whole time we were.
No, I had read that before. Oh, okay. That's how I knew what to do when I went down there, or even
more.
more. You know what I mean? So that was a highlight. And the other highlight is back on the handling of business. Like, we had quite a long drive home. It was longer than the way up there because we was stuck in a traffic jam. But several things happened on the way home that were just a resonance of actually handling business and having good relationships. We had booked DJ Rockwell to do the comic convention here at Bartle Hall for Elite Comics, and they actually had DMC come, and he was signing his comics and whatever. So we're on the road stuck, and I'm still kind of feeling some kind of way about the showcase and all that kind of stuff. And not really sulking, but just like, yo, man, this is something we got to deal with.
Right.
And shoot, I get a text from Rockwell, where you at? On the road, man. He's like, man, just answer your phone when I call. He calls, and, you know, my man DMC's on the phone, like, hey, man, what's going on, man?
Now take a second. Y'all, I'm thinking this is Rockwell doing a very horrible DMC impersonation. I'm like, man, Rockwell, come on, bro.
Yeah, nah.
And then about 2 minutes into the call, I'm like, oh, it's not. It's DMC for real.
I'm sitting there talking to the king of rock, Run DMC. Like, I'm speaking to DMC, like really, like, the way I like rock shows is influenced by a couple people, and like really he's one of them. I mean, from like the second grade, like that raw, because he was like the more raw, rough edge one. And anybody that knows how to perform, that's how I am. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of patterned myself to a degree after Run, because Run was real smooth about it. You know what I mean? Right. You know, but even in that smoothness, he commanded the crowd like no other. If Run told you take your Adidas off and put it in the air, man, it was a bunch of barefoot niggas in the crowd with no shoes on. Right. Because Run said do that.
Right. But like with DMC, like me and my homeboy Ronald, we used to get like 5 minutes at the end of class to do our Run DMC. So he was Run because he was Ronald. I'm DMC, Dante McGee, government. You know what I'm saying? So I was Daryl Mack, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to him on the phone, man. I'm like, AvaBella sitting next to him. I'm here like, DMC on the phone. I'm like, man, he's like, man, yeah, I heard you handling your thing down there. Your DJs, he killed it with me for 2 days. I heard y'all down at South by Southwest handling thing. We definitely need to connect. So that was a highlight. And then another call that came like right after that was like, you know, cats hit me up like, hey, I hollered at my boy Ted down there, you know what I'm saying, some cats from different labels like Universal, stuff like that. And I'm getting text messages and calls like, hey, we know y'all tried to do the showcase, we heard what happened, but good looking on it, man. Y'all just really run a professional operation. We tried to make it out, but we didn't know it was shut down until we got there after that. And like, can't wait to see you in LA. We got business to handle. So at the end of the day, we went down there and handled our business, and everything we did for that couple of days basically is going to set out our year in a positive way. You know what I'm saying?
And also just like a kind of a proud papa moment. You know, I'm from Kansas City. We're in Kansas City. And, you know, Kansas City has a reputation for, you know, cats here act a fool. You know, just being honest about it.
A day at the zoo.
Oh, man, April 7th, right? It's going down. But when everything went afoul at the showcase, and we had a lot of Kansas City cats there, you know, I took my hat to each and every one of you for allowing us to handle the situation and not going all Kansas City on the venue and really, you know, getting guerrilla and apish. Because if you know about Kansas City, that we tear stuff up.
Yeah.
We are notorious for, we don't riot, we just run through and mess some stuff up.
We just present a free day at the zoo.
Oh man, free.
Hashtag free day at the zoo.
Woo!
Kansas City Zoo 2014. But with that, man, we out of here. We're going to wrap up. Make sure you add us to your circles on Google Plus so you can join the on-air live. You can see us on YouTube because this will be for rebroadcast. We'll be coming at you again Monday. I think we're going to have Don Juan as the guest. Maybe a couple other special guests. We have some other special stuff planned for next week. April 7th, Riot Room's going down. Got a show there. Make sure you holler at info@theanarchymovement.com. And you can catch PL at KCPL on Twitter.
Instagram. Yeah. PL on Facebook. Just type in PL. Come up, you'll see a picture of Suave Dude with some shorter dreads, but you know what I'm saying? It's still me. It's going to look like.
I'm at James Christos on Twitter, and I am James Christos on Instagram. I think my Facebook is I am James Christos. I check it maybe once a week. So we out of here live from Kansas City, Missouri, Midtown, AM Anarchy. I'll let y'all in a minute.